All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BRR Season 3, race number 3 from Martinsville. 2 weeks ago, Harley Barletta got off to a great start at Atlanta, winning in a dominant fashion, but last week, AJ Godsey could not be denied racing in memory of his grandfather. He pulled out a win at Phoenix. So this week they go to Martinsville, where it's going to shake up the points a lot. We're going to see a lot of bumping and banging over the next 200 laps. We're going to see some guys go to the front, some guys go to the back, some guys get angry, and probably a few dozen accidents along the way. Talking to the guys before the race, nobody is expecting green flag pit stops, so that's something to bear in mind there. They can go 100 laps on fuel, but probably won't need to. They could probably stretch it out for the whole race on fuel, to be perfectly honest about it. But here we are. We are getting ready to go live, and the fastest this week in all the practice sessions has been Mr. Kyle Holden. He is in the number 18 right there. Let's see if we can talk to Mr. Holden. Hey, Kyle, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how are you?
I am good. You have been the dominant driver in practice this week. You think you're going to be able to get away from AJ?
I'm hoping, but you never know with this track. I'm not so great at short tracks, as you saw last week. I made that mistake of spinning, so just hoping to not make any mistakes, really.
Now, looking at it, you're currently third in points. You're only six points back, and you've only got David Garman 3 points in front of you. So do you think tonight you'll be able to move up at least past David Garman? He's not been extraordinarily fast compared to the lap times you've been turning.
I'm hoping, but you never know with this track. It's a short track, so tempers get high, and a lot of cautions I expect to come out. So, we'll just see how it goes, but I am hoping to get up into second or maybe even first tonight.
Awesome. And do you have any kind of tire strategy? I know that the tire sets are limited and fuel's not really going to be an issue, so got any strategy there?
Yeah, the tires seem to, later on in the run, they seem to get a little bit better as the time goes on, but hoping just they last as long as they possibly can so I can stay out as long as I need.
Well, awesome. Well, good luck. Maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of the race tonight.
Thank you. Sounds good.
All right, that was Kyle Holden. He was fastest in practice. He was fastest in practice tonight. He was fastest in practice every night this week, to be perfectly honest. So we will see if he can pull it out. As we get ready, they have just a couple minutes left of the practice. As you see, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, heading out on track for her practice laps, and we'll be watching her tonight because she is one that has started getting, early in the season, she said she's been too patient for too long, and she is going to start being a lot more aggressive on track, not giving up positions as easily, not giving up ground. She's going to push harder, and hopefully we'll see her come to the front. Of course, right in front is one of your admins. That is the number 64 of Kevin Reed as they wrap up the practice session. Kevin is one of the better drivers here, but on short track this week, he has been struggling like crazy. Currently 9th fastest on the track, so we'll see if he has found something. And, of course, you got guys like the number 95, my buddy there, Bill Percy, coming down there. He was struggling early in practice, but made some brake adjustments on this fixed setup and steering adjustments, and it seems like he's starting to pick up some pace the last few laps. So there's quite a variety throughout the field on what these guys are going to be able to do, the speeds they're going to be running, and see if they can pull it off tonight. Becky is in the chat saying, I hope Scott makes it. I do too. I know it's going to be close, but hopefully he can make it in time to get in and qualify tonight. If he does, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him before the night's out. As they finish up practice, we'll follow a couple of drivers around quietly while we're getting ready up here in the booth, but Kyle Holden currently the fastest on the track in practice, every practice this week, and there were multiple practices, so everybody could get a little extra time in this week. We've seen the whole league really step up this season. The first season in ARCA cars, everybody was feeling each other out. We had some great racing. And the second season, we moved up to Cup cars, and everybody was doing really well. Kind of had the same group. We expanded a little bit this year, and with that expansion, with the bigger group, has come learning each other a little bit more, having to work a little harder. As you see, Kyle said he was going to try not to spin it, and he backed it into the wall. So it is definitely an interesting group. Everybody has been practicing more. Everybody's been working together more. There's the 06 of David Garman, currently second in points behind AJ Godsey in the 5. And while I'm mentioning the points, as you see at the bottom of the screen, go check out BRRpoints.com. That is a website with all your BRR news, points, stats, and all the other great stuff. And a shout out to Jason Rome for getting that done for us. We'll take a quick break as these guys go around the track, and we will be back with you shortly. We'll let you guys watch as they complete their practice sessions and start to qualify. And we are all a bit bummed out that Scotty Too Hotty won't be on track tonight, but we'll give a shout out to Scotty Too Hotty Designs. They did several of my current paint jobs and getting all my cars redone. I run the same basic theme on all my cars, but getting a little something a little bit more interesting, and Scotty Too Hotty Designs has done a great job of that, so sorry we're not going to see him on track tonight. However, having been in his personal situation, I understand, and that is the way it goes, but just sad that he's not going to be here with us tonight. And we should see, there is the 18. That is Kyle Holden. He was fastest in practice around this track. Quick information about Martinsville. It is one of the smaller tracks on the NASCAR circuit, 0.526 miles. This track was one of the first NASCAR built tracks, built in 1947. It has 12-degree turns and 8-degree straightaways. Tonight these boys will have one fast repair, 4 sets of tires. That means 1 that they start on and 3 additional. Tires will not be too big of an issue. Fuel will not be an issue. They can go 100 plus laps on their fuel tank, but even though they're running a 70% fuel tank, they can make it over half the race, but it's not going to matter because we will see some early cautions. As right now, it looks like Steven Gibson came out of nowhere. He is currently being shown in the first position. Here in just a minute, as they finish up their qualifying, we will run through the starting order when they get ready to go green. Just a note that we will be talking to some of the drivers throughout the race tonight. We will definitely have the caution laps to do it. I'm quite sure of that. However, it is short track racing, and you never know. Some of these guys were going to try and take it very easy early on and see if they could keep this thing green for the duration of the race, or at least for longer periods of time. All of them want to see a long green flag run. So we'll see what they've got. Just a quick note on the points. AJ Godsey is leading the points currently after his win last week at Phoenix. Harley Barletta won at Atlanta, but is a little bit further back in the points currently. Those are the only two winners, obviously, the first two races of the season. AJ leads David Garman by 4 points, Kyle Holden by 6 points, and Kellen Michener by 13 points. Jeff Hinkle is in 5th, 15 points behind AJ Godsey. Harley Barletta, JJ Parr, Stephen Gibson, Zach Henson, Jared Heasley round out your top 10 in points. As we talk to some of these guys throughout the race tonight, we'll take a look at their point situations and see where their closest competitors are at. I would definitely keep your eyes on a guy like Larry Ashby, though. One of the more patient drivers, definitely has the skill to drive through this field and get to the front, and has the patience and manages to save a lot of his car. So he'll be one to keep a close eye on. As we get ready to go green flag racing, it looks like currently we got David Garman starting up front, followed by Stephen Gibson, Jeff Hinkle, Aiden Trevette, the youngest one in the field at number 11, and Harley Barletta rounds out the top 5. However, it does not look like AJ has qualified yet, and the 18, where did he qualify, or did he? I saw him out on track for qualifying laps, but I am not seeing a score for him, so he may be starting at the back. No, I'm sorry, he's starting 14th. Fifth place is Harley Barletta. Sixth is JJ Parr, then Matt Johnston, Topher Baltimore, Kevin Reed, and Jason Rome round out your top 10. And huge shout out to Jason Rome. He does the website and all the graphics for the league, so huge shout out to him. All right, we should start seeing some cars hit the track any moment now. There we go. There is the 21 of Stephen Gibson on the outside front row with David Garman there beside him. Jeff Hinkle, Aiden Trevette, Harley Barletta, JJ Parr, Matt Johnston, Topher Baltimore, Kevin Reed, and Jason Rome round out your top 10. Jeff Zappa, Kellen Michener, Richie West, Kyle Holden, Zach Henson is 15th. Rick Sargent, Bill Percy, Larry Ashby, Mike Smith, and Nicole Creasel's in 20th. AJ Godsey starting 21st. He does like to try like a challenge, so he's starting from the back of the field, it looks like, in 21st. Cheryl Newman 22nd. Jared Heasley starting in 23rd. There's a shocker, and he's got the coolest car on the track, if I do say so myself. And the 44 of Brian Oshanka and RJ Buchanan starting 25th. And just because he is so cool to do this, there is the 32 car of Jared Heasley running the paint scheme for HTSAI. He is running that MS and trigeminal neuralgia car. Really appreciate that out of him. That was a really cool move on his part. Especially surprising me with that. The first race was pretty cool. Just a quick click through the views and see what you're going to get to see tonight. We will watch some of it from here so we can get some different views. And it's time to catch our breath. Everybody hold on, as Chris Urich is cheering for JJ Parr in the chat. So huge shout out to JJ. He is currently going to be starting in 6th in that number 15 car. JJ. Pace car drops off. David Garman will have to wait to the green flag for the initial start. Every other start will be on the leaders. Here they come. They should get the green right about now. Green flag is in the air. David Garman dives off into turn 1. That 11 or the 21 of Stephen Gibson right there on the outside. And David Garman takes off to the front as they start to try and get single file back towards the back of the field. And caution is out. That didn't take long tonight. All right, let's see if we can see what happened here. Looks like the number 93 just got in a little too hot, got into the 55 of Harley Barletta. And that brought us under caution. Looks like Harley's got some damage, and I believe that's JJ back there that got into the side of him, got a little front end damage in that number 15 car. As we see him coming down pit road, we will we'll see a few crashes tonight. We will see some tempers flare. And it will get a bit interesting. We're going to be very careful who we talk to tonight, just because of the tempers. Weren't expecting the caution this early in the race, but hoping to make a few green flag laps. But because they did not, I believe they did not complete the first lap, so they should be going single file on the restart, which will be interesting to say the least. Once they are single file, we'll try and get a view here in a moment. But once they are single file, as you see the leaders come around, the field will stretch. Even with only 24 cars on track, the field stretches about halfway around the track. As we're watching the start, the leader come to the start-finish line, the number 6 of Nicole Kriesel in 22nd was just on the exact opposite point on the track. As we get the run to green, looks like they did complete the first lap. Looks like David got across the start-finish line just in the nick of time, so they will go too wide on the restart. However, the admins do reserve the right to, if it gets a little too crazy out there, they will go single file on the restarts. Looks like Harley Barletta is a lap down. Brian Oshanka is still on pit road. Green flag is in the air, and it looks like Steven Gibson got a little bit of a jump over David Garman. Jumps right up into the lead. Here comes the number 11, the youngster, Aiden Trevette, in third place. As they come down and complete lap 7, looks like they're going to manage to stay green, and these three at the front. Oh, David Garman just gives a little bit of a tap there to Steven Gibson. But sticks him out on the high side. Look like Steven got a little loose. The top 5 are starting to break away, and we are under caution again. Trying to see where the accident started exactly. All right, I do believe we found it, and this is a big one. They go down into the corner. Looks like the 23 and the 93 just get together. The 93 gets sideways, collects the 56, the 15, the 18, everybody, the 24, the 13, and the 9 of the Boogity Motorsports of Mike Smith. So we've got quite a few cars damaged and on pit road already. And they do only have the one fast repair, so these guys are going to have to take it down a notch there, squirrely drivers. All right, we are on lap 10 of 200, and I promise you these guys, the admins, the guys like Kevin Reed and Jared Heasley, AJ Godsey, they are telling everybody, hey, take it down just a little bit. Calm down just a little bit. But you saw right there before the caution came out, those front 5 had actually broke away from the field. You had David Garman, Stephen Gibson, Aiden Trevette, Jeff Hinkle, and Kevin Reed had all broke away. And since we've got somebody cheering for their JJ in the field, take a quick look. There is JJ. He manages to get in 6th. And yes, I will try and drop the Twitch link in the Twitch link is on the Facebook page, as is the YouTube link. Let me see if I can get this dropped in the chat. Not that coordinated. Alright, step 1 completed. And let's see if the lights go out on the pace car this time. Yes, they are. 1 lap to green. 2 cautions in the first 2 laps, so hopefully we will there is the link on the Facebook page to the Twitch stream. And hopefully we will see these guys settle down just a little bit. I know those front 5 definitely want things to calm down just a hair. We've seen David Garman take the lead on a restart. We saw Stephen Gibson on the last restart. Let's see what happens this time. Stephen Gibson is definitely getting a run, but can't get past David Garman. And now the number 11, Aiden Trevette, the youngest member of the league, 17 years old, is looking to the inside trying to get second. And here comes the 64 of Kevin Reed. Right behind them, they have the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. And JJ Parr in the 15 is closing in on them as well. There is JJ in that number 15 car, being followed by Jason Rome. And I will say, if you want to see a handful of these drivers, this coming Friday night, we will have 2 teams participating in the 24 Hours of Daytona. I will be driving with my team. We'll have a second team. Caution is out again. We'll come back to the Daytona race later. Martinsville's turning out to be a handful. All right. Let's see. We've got the, looks like the 55 of Harley Barletta. The 955 just drives down in there, gets the 9 sideways, and catches the 34 of Larry Ashby. The number 9 and the number 34 are teammates. So they did not want to see both of their cars involved in the same accident. And there is Jared Heasley in the 32. What have you done to my car, buddy? Still up at the front is the 06 of David Garman. Let's see if we can grab somebody to talk to real quick. See who's quickly available here. And trying to make sure we don't grab somebody that was just in the accident. Hey David, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Doug?
So a rough start to the race. Every time you get a little bit of a lead, a caution comes out. Our temper's starting to flare out there.
Depends on who you talk to, honestly, man. I think it's just it's Martinsville. There's just beating, banging everywhere. So I think they're starting to figure out that patience is going to be key, and hopefully we can get some green flag going out of this.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we see you stay out front, and good luck to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it.
All right, that was David Garman leading the race tonight, second currently in points. And right now, he would actually take first in points. Let's see, AJ is currently up to 14th. Actually, he's the biggest mover thus far in the race. It looks like started 21st up to 14th. Jared Heasley's kind of followed him through, started 23rd and up to 15th. We've got several cars back there, including the person we are going to be watching a lot this season as she starts to come on pretty strong. The number 6 car, that is Nicole Creasel. She has moved up to 17th already. And let's see, Cheryl Newman is right in front of her in the in the 8 car. There she is. Still haven't figured out why she shows up as an 88, but there she is, and she's moved up from 22nd to 16th. So the ladies are on a charge tonight. Alrighty, as they come down the back straightaway, they are lining up side by side, getting ready to go green. Here at lap 20, we'll be going green at lap 21. Pace car is off. And let's see if David Garman can hold off the youngster. Number 11 there of Aiden Trevette. Looked like Aiden was warming his tires at the last second. Not sure what that's about, but he dives down in there to the outside. He is not giving up. It looks like the 64 had some problems on that restart going through 1 and 2. He was way high up by the wall. Back up front, David Garman is driving away just a little bit from the number 11. Gets him right back behind him. We'll see if this is a battle of age versus wisdom. And while we're focused in on that 11 car and that 6 car, once they come back around, we will hop in the cockpit with that number 11. You can see what it's like to take a lap around Martinsville Speedway. And here they come out of turn 4. You can see he's fighting it when he gets on the gas. The thing just wants to turn on him, but he's going to hold it down bottom. You're on the gas for maybe half the straightaway. Then you're getting back on the brakes, back on the gas to come down the back straightaway. Gets into turn 3. Looks like David's running a middle line to try and save some tires and carry some more momentum. And that is 20 seconds around Martinsville Speedway. And as these front guys are charging away from the number 3 or the third place car, the 21 of Stephen Gibson, they have almost a 1 second lead, but here comes the other problem. They are going to start to catch up into the lap traffic before long. Right behind him is the 23 of Jeff Hinkle and the 64 of Kevin Reed. Caution is out again. And I am not finding what brought the caution out. Looked like there was a little bump between the 1 and the 24, but that did not bring us under caution. We're just not finding it. And let's see. There goes the 55 of Harley Barletta getting his lap back. But I do see somebody I do want to talk to for a moment while we are under caution. So let's see if we can grab him real quick. Hey, Jody, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
Hey, buddy. Well, welcome back. I know you're not on track, but it's great to see you're at least out here supporting the league, man.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back watching all this.
So, who do you predict for the winner tonight?
I don't even know if I'd even want to say at this point, Doug. It's been a pretty good struggle so far.
That it has, and you've got David Garman up front, but the youngster Aiden Trevette right behind him, and Aiden's been coming on pretty strong the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. I would say if those guys seem to be running pretty consistent. So I'd say they have the top 4 or 5 cars there. They got a pretty good chance of doing it up.
All right, well, we'll see you back on track, I'm assuming, next week at Talladega?
We'll see how it goes. I hope to be. This one here, I kind of wanted to race it, but 200 laps is just a little bit too much for me right at the moment. So I'm going to enjoy just watching it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, and enjoy watching the race, and hope to see you back next week, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, that was Jody Ogden. He has been out the first part of the season, but we're super happy to have him back. As we get the 1 lap to green. Nick Ramsey, yes, I am normally the broadcaster for this, and we'll even go over the schedule for this week for the other broadcasts for this week. But right now we are going green, and the youngster Aiden Trevette gets a good jump to the outside. Manages to get a little bit ahead of David Garman as they come down the back straightaway, and Aiden Trevette to the lead. But there's one car we definitely need to go take a look at. That is the man who is charging to the front. That is that number 5 car, AJ Godsey. Started in 21st, currently up to 10th. Looking to the outside of Jason Rome. Now doing the crossover move to the inside. He doesn't have enough quite yet, but looks like he's made quite a few passes so far, so we will see how it goes. Now, everybody 1st through 16th, it looks like, is all on their original tires, with the exception of Kyle Holden. And then it's a mix match from them back, but AJ Godsey's still on his original set of tires. They only have 4 sets tonight, so we'll see how it goes. And up front, it is Aiden Trevette and David Garman running away from the field. We will see that if they can keep it green for a little bit, we will see these two guys have to work through lap traffic, and that'll give somebody like a 21 of Steven Gibson a chance to catch back up. Close some of that 1.5 second lead that they currently have on them. You can see how big that lead is when they come out of turn 4 there. And this will be action-packed all night long. There is the 21 of Steven Gibson currently in 3rd. Right behind him is the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. Haven't talked much about him tonight, but he'll definitely be one to watch. He is up there in the points as well. And with Talladega coming next week, it is a coin toss if you make it through, and some of these guys are going to want to get as many points as they can tonight before next week, and then it will be Lady Luck who decides their finish. 5th place there is Kevin Reed, followed by the 56 of Jeff Zappa. Right behind Jeff is the 47 of Kellen Mitchner. And back there behind them is the 15 of Mr. J.J. Parr, currently running in 8th place. Slipped back a few spots, but he'll be coming back to the front, usually does. But he's about to have his hands full with the 81 there, Jason Rome. And the 5 of A.J. Godsey right behind him as the 81 starts looking to the inside. Going into the corner, can't get a lot of Can't close that gap very much, but that number 5, as you see the sparks coming off, they are running these cars right on the track tonight. Right behind them, with AJ currently in 10th, is the 24 of Zach Henson. He is trying to get around the lap car of Cheryl Newman, it looks like. Zach currently in 11th and being chased down by the number 32, the most beautiful car on the track, if I do say so myself, Jared Heasley. And we are under caution again. Oh, it looks like we've got a big tangle that involved AJ Godsey. Let's see if we can go to the replay. All right. It looks like we've got the 15 of JJ Parr, followed by Jason Rome and AJ Godsey. Let's see what happened here. And it looks like it looks like JJ Parr just blew up, which is a problem with these cars at times. The physics being realistic, they can blow up, especially if some of these guys were talking about shifting, trying out shifting during practice to get a little more speed. So he will have to use this fast repair early tonight. And now we'll see, after 44 laps, it looks like the 11 car, the leader, Aiden Trevette, is looking to pit road right now. No, he passes pit road entry, as does the 06 of David Garman. Looks like everybody in the top 5 pitted, but we have Jared Heasley on pit road and the 5 of AJ Godsey on pit road. All right, let's see if we can talk to Hey, Mike, is Doug in the booth. You got me? Mike, is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, bud. You had a rough start to the race, but you're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. You and Larry going to come back to the front together?
Well, if I can keep this thing, the front end clean on this, I'm going to try to move my way to the front. So, yeah, I have a little steering issues, so I don't know what kind of damage I got to the front end that's affecting that drive. But we'll see what I can do if I can save these brakes and get some new tires put on this thing and get our moving with Larry up here. I can tail end off of him and then work our way through the field.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you guys, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
Sounds good. Have a good broadcast.
All right, that was Mr. Mike Smith in the number 9 car. Was thinking about going to the 15 of JJ Parr, but we'll give him a few minutes. I imagine he's a bit frustrated right now. And there is Mr. Mike Smith missing half of his front clip as we get the 1 to green, and it is still the 11 out front. So while they're finishing their pace lap, I'm going to catch my breath. All right, pace car is diving down pit road. David Garman's blinking just a little bit. And looks like the 11's trying to get a little bit of a jump on the field. Oh, they delayed the green. Now we're getting the 1 to green. It looks like a couple of guys might have been out of position. We've got just about 5 cars a lap down, 1 or more laps down, but the 15 is back out on track. There is the 15 of JJ Parr. We'll try and talk to him under the next caution. He is currently being shown in 22nd, 3 laps down, so hopefully he'll be able to make up some of that ground here before long. As they come around, the number 11 takes the green flag and jumps up immediately. And the number 21 is Steven Gibson, already looking like he's going to make a pass. He is not going to let David Garman get away this time. There are your top 5. It looks like AJ Gotze is now back in 17th after that amazing run to the front. He got caught in that caution and he's going to have to work his way all the way back through, and looks like he just picked up another position already. There is the number 5 missing his entire front clip and still charging to the front with Jared Heasley right behind him. Looks like Jared did his fast repair. His car looks perfect once again. Right behind them we have the 70, let's see. Looks like we've got some of this lap traffic back there. We've got the 73 of Topher Baltimore. He is currently 3 laps down. JJ Parr right behind him, also 3 laps down. Brian Oshanka back there in the 44. But a perfectly clean car. Looks like he's had to have some repairs. He is 4 laps down, and Cheryl Newman in the 8. She is currently shown 5 laps down. But don't count any of these guys out yet with the number of cautions we've seen so far. And with the lucky dog rule in effect, you could see some of these guys get their laps back and come charging back to the front. Especially a guy like JJ Parr, who started in 6th tonight. He definitely knows how to wheel his way around this track. And he is on 4 fresh Goodyears. So we will see if he can make it back to the front, make it back to the lead lap. The only car in front of him laps down is the number 93. That is Matt Johnston. He is only 2 laps down. JJ is 3 laps down. So if they can hold their positions, Matt will get the lap back first, and then it'll start being JJ getting some of his laps back. So we'll see how it all plays out. Having raced with JJ for quite a long time, I know better than to count him out this early in a race. As the leaders, that is Aiden Trevette. He has a 4/10 of a second lead over David Garman, and they both have over 2 seconds on Steven Gibson already. There is Steven, 2 seconds back, followed by the number 23 of Jeff Hinkle and the 47 of Kellen Mitchner rounds out the top 5, being followed by the 64 of Kevin Reed. Jeff Zappa in the 56 right behind him. And the 55 of Harley Barletta. Harley, of course, you'll remember at Atlanta, had a dominant win despite the fact he was running a Jar Jar Binks paint scheme. So, and we are under caution again. I'm going to stop trying to go through the field because every time I do, we end up back under caution. Let's see if we can find out what exactly happened here. Alrighty, it looks like we're looking at the number 1 of Richie West. Just gets down in there a little hot and gets turned around. And I do believe Richie is this week running. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer look while we're looking at him. He is running the He-Man paint scheme this week. Last week was G.I. Joe, and the previous week was dagnabbit, I've forgotten. Needless to say, he has been driving my childhood for several weeks now. And we should see a lot of these guys on pit road. I do believe the number 11 of Aiden Trevette is on pit road, the 55 of Harley Barletta, David Garman, Stephen Gibson, Kellen Mitchner, Kevin Reed, Jeff Zappa, Harley Barletta, Zach Henson, Kyle Holden, Larry Ashby, AJ Gotze, Rick Sargent, Mike Smith, and Matt Johnston all came down pit road. And it looks like the number 23 of Jeff Hinkle assumed the lead, at least for the moment. All right, seeing if we can find JJ real quick like. Hey, JJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Hey, you had a rough start, but it looks like you're starting to make a little bit of a comeback tonight.
Yeah, it just kind of stunk. I was trying to be patient like last week and didn't pay off so hot, but I mean, it's kind of understandable here.
That is true. It can get a little bit crazy. You definitely have a bigger cheering section, though, tonight.
Ah, sweet.
I do believe, let's see, let me look here. Yeah, you've got Chris Burrick in the cheering session for you, or section for you tonight.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, well, best of luck. Go out and make Chris proud.
All right, thanks, Doug. I'm going to try to hold on to her and get a decent finish. We'll see.
All right. You were in there with AJ, right? I just went blank on where
Yes,
you were.
sir.
All
Yep.
right. I'll drop you back in. Thanks, man.
All right, 10-4.
All right, that was the number 15, JJ Parr. One lap to green, and it looks like Hinkle is going to stay out. The front three cars, Jeff Hinkle, Jason Rome, and Bill Percy. Look there is Bill Percy. He had some strategy that got him up to the front last week. Managed to pull off a great top 10 finish, and here he is again. Even though the front part of his car, the front clip on his car is missing, using that strategy may pay off there, Bill. We'll see if he's got anything for these front guys. They may have trapped some of these guys several laps down. And it looks like they delayed the green by one lap. As we mentioned, so far this season, we're in our third race this season. Harley won the season opener at Atlanta. AJ Gotze won at Phoenix last week, and we will see who wins tonight. They are all still fairly close in points. It's less than 50 points back through 25th, I believe, so we still got a lot of racing to go. And looks like Hinkle gets a bit of a jump there on the 81. Now remember, these front 3-4 guys, they are on older tires. Everybody, including the fourth place car back there, Aiden Trevette, is on fresher tires. Hinkle is loving seeing this two wide right behind him as the 95 of Bill Percy moves up into second place. He's got Aiden Trevette right behind him. Jason Rome starts to go backwards just a little bit. Those older tires, but here comes Aiden Trevette to the inside. And Aiden Trevette, with those fresh tires, takes over second place from Bill Percy. And here comes David Garman, also on fresh tires. He is going to take, looks like they had a little bit of a tap there coming down the back straightaway. And here comes the 81 charging by. He tries to come back down, trying to hold Stephen Gibson from making a pass, but Stephen Gibson also on fresher tires, so we'll see how long it takes him before they get around. And now that there is several different tire strategies out there, it's going to be a question of not only tire wear, but patience, as some of these guys are going to get a little impatient not being able to get around these guys with beat-up cars and old tires. As you can see, the 21 doing a really good job. Drove up into the grass just to avoid getting into the 81 on that last lap. Right behind him is the 47 of Kellen Mitchner and Jared Heasley in the 32. Looks like J.J. Parr got one of his laps back on this last caution, so he's only 2 laps down. Harley Barletta and looks like Richie West fell 1 lap down. Richie, of course, was involved in the incident. And we're under caution yet again. Looks like the incident involved the number 64, but he blinked out a little bit, so we can't really show what happened. Looks like Kevin might be having some difficulties there. And while we are under caution, let's see if we can talk to Mr. Trevette. Hey, Aiden, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
You know, it's almost like you're being the youngest one here. You've got something to prove tonight. You've been pretty dominant. Even got around David Garman early.
Just trying to get around so I could take the lead and hold the pace for the whole field. Oh, gosh.
Well, you are definitely doing a great job of leading them around. You and David managed to break away to almost a 2-second lead, and you started to run away from him.
I slowly started running away somehow. I don't know how. About spun out in front of him, but saved it. Luckily.
Yeah, and you are doing a fantastic job out there. Keep it up, and we might be talking to you after the race, buddy.
Hopefully.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that was that youngster Aiden Trevette in the number 11 car. Should be getting 1 to go this time by. Oh, looks like not quite yet. Currently running, let's see here, Aiden Trevette in first, David Garman second, Jeff Hinkle third, Bill Percy is in fourth, still managing to hold on to his top 5. Jason Rome in fifth, Stephen Gibson is in sixth, Kellen Mitchner in seventh, Jared Heasley has moved back up to 8th, Jeff Zappa moved up to 9th, it looks like Larry Ashby has moved up to 10th. Great job, Larry. The 24 of Zach Henson is up to 11th. Rick Sargent 12th. Mike Smith trying to stick with his teammate Larry. He is up to 13th. Kevin Reed now after the incident is back in 14th. Harley Barletta is back in 15th. AJ Gotze currently being scored in 16th. It looks like Kyle Holden is in 17th in the number 18. And as we get the 1 to green, that is everybody on the lead lap. Richie West is 1 lap down. JJ Nicole are both 2 laps down, and a few others 3 laps down, but we are going green flag racing now. And Aiden Trevette gets another good restart. Watch him and David start to run away yet again. As they dive off into 3 and 4, it looks like they're already opening up a gap on the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. Jeff Hinkle, Bill Percy, and Jason Rome are all on older tires. We'll see how this plays out. Jeff and Bill definitely know how to make those old tires work, make them last. And they end up with the strategy of having fresh tires when others do not. So I would imagine that this strategy play will pay off for a couple of these guys towards the end of the race when everybody else starts to run out of tires. AJ Gotze is on the move again. restarted back in 16th, currently up to 13th in that number 5 car, already starting to look for a way around that 34 of Larry Ashby. He's got the 18th, the pole sitter, Kyle Holden, right behind him. Looks like Nicole Creasel in the 6 car. Had a little difficulty. JJ Parr has to think she might have hit the outside wall in 1 and 2 and got slowed down a little bit, trying to get back up to speed there. Everybody gets by clean. Had a couple of close calls there. Up there is the number 5, AJ Godsey, still trying to run down Larry Ashby and find a way around him. AJ got tires on the pit stop about 10 laps ago. Larry Ashby, Rick Sargent both have 20-lap old tires, and in front of them the 81 of Jason Rome. You see there's Jason with half a front end, and he is, as the number 20 of Rick Sargent goes really wide into through 3 and 4, gives the 81, the 34, and the 5 a chance to get around. Let's go take a look at Rick, see if he is still up to speed. Yes, he is. Looks like he might have just got in a little bit too hard. But that number 5 car is still moving to the front as he heads under Jason. It's starting to close up a little bit of ground on Larry. Looks like we are showing AJ in 12th currently. Should be 11th this time by. Yes, he is after starting 21st, but right now it is Aiden Trevette currently leading the field, and he is starting to come up on lap traffic. He's got Nicole Creasel just about a half a lap in front of him. As you heard him say during the caution, he wanted to get out front as early as possible. He wanted to control the race pace as much as he could, and if he can keep David Garman behind him, he'll be able to do that. It looks like those are the 2 fastest cars on the track. Last lap, the fastest last lap was David Garman. The fastest lap overall was that young man there, Aiden Trevette. And it's beginning to look like this is going to be a 2-horse race. It may come down to who can save their tires, their car better. We know that they won't need any, the fuel will not be an issue just based on the caution, the way the cautions are falling. Even if they get a long green flag run, they can go over 100. Some of these guys were saying 110, maybe 115 laps on fuel. So we'll see how how this plays out. With just over 110 laps left to go, there's only a couple cars that pitted on that last stop. AJ Godsey and looks like Kevin Reed and Nicole Creasel are the only 3 that pitted on that last stop. So if this were to stay green, those 3 could probably carefully stretch their fuel. And here comes the 11 car. We'll take a ride along with him again. And you can see what he is looking at coming up on this lap traffic. That is the 73 in front of him, Topher Baltimore. Had some trouble early and just can't find his rhythm again. Right in front of him is the 44, Brian Oshanka. As you see Topher diving to the inside, the 73 trying to find a way around the 44, and Aiden sitting back there saying, "Don't wreck, boys. Just take it easy." And I got a shout out to as we're going to end up 3 wide through 3 and 4. That was crazy. Aiden Trevette having to go to the inside of Nicole and the outside of Topher. And it was really cool, Topher running those AOL paint schemes this season. At least the first few races, we've got to give him make quite a few jokes about it, those of us that were around when AOL was created. As you see the 88, or the 8 car of Cheryl Newman looked like gave David Garman a little trouble getting around her, excuse me. And that managed to give Aiden Trevette a little bit of a lead on him. And it looks like as this goes on, we're going to start seeing more cars fall a lap down. Try and take a look here and see if we can see. It looks like Nicole Kriesel may be down on power, as the number 11 is coming up to lap the number 1 car of Richie West. Nicole's having to ride out there on the high side. Not sure what happened there. She was up to speed early in the race and gaining quickly on a lot of these cars, and suddenly has fallen back. And the 11 gets a little bit of clean track for a few minutes, so let's try and go through the field once again. Although if this brings out another caution, caution is out. We're not going to go through the field. All right, looks like David Garman just had passed the number 1 of Richie West. They drive down into the turn. Looks like 3 and 4, and Richie just got a little bit of sideways. We saw him struggling, being loose earlier, but collected the 21 of Stephen Gibson, and that brings us under caution. Almost got through there cleanly. As I mentioned earlier, they do run fixed setups, so it is all on the driver. They can only adjust in the car, they can only adjust brake bias. In the garage, they can adjust their steering ratio and steering offset, and that is it. That is all they can control on the setup. Actually, it's funny you should mention that. Last night we did a fun race and I ran a twisted T-paint scheme. So every time I hit somebody, they got twisted. Alright, looks like Rick Sargent, Jason Rome, Bill Percy, and Matt Johnston are all pitting this time by. That puts them on 40-lap fresher tires. And here's an interesting little tidbit. We'll watch the 23 for a minute because Jeff Hinkle has been out there for 100 laps now on those tires. As we reach the halfway point, and he is staying out as the 44 of Brian Oshanka dives onto pit road. All right, let's see if we can if I can find Mr. Hinkle. We'll talk to him. Hey Jeff, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? Hey,
Yep, got you, Doug.
hey, buddy. You might want to change tires at some point, dude. You're stretching that.
We'll see how it goes. It's my only chance. I don't want to get back in that mess.
Well, you've managed to hold on to that top 5 position, even though you've been out there 60 laps longer than anybody else. So, how much longer are you going to try and hold those tires?
We'll see. I think I'll maybe the next caution. I'm hoping that I can wait until the rest of the guys pit in front of me. The tire wear isn't that bad here, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. 1 to green. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, that was Jeff Hinkle, and now at 102 laps, as you heard him say, he does not want to get stuck back in the back with these and risk being involved in one of these accidents. So we'll see if he can hold on to it. Hopefully he can make that last until the next caution. And Aiden Trevette leads him down. Green flag is in the air. 98 laps to go. And Aiden Trevette leading David Garman and Stephen Gibson once again. Looks like Stephen did not get any significant damage when he got into the number 1 of Richie West. So we'll see. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the right front nose, but this track is so slow. You see a bunch of guys out there don't even have front clips moving to the front. Aerodynamics, not a huge thing here. And while we're at it, let's go check on the number 5. That is AJ Godsey. He has moved up into 8th. Kyle Holden right in front of him in the 18. Your pole sitter, he's moved up to 7th. Looks like he is going for 6th place, passing Henson right now. And we're under caution again. All right, it looks like we're looking at the number 73 of Topher Baltimore, and I believe that is the 95 of Bill Percy right behind him. Yes, indeed, they get down in there. It looks like Topher just slowed up way more than Bill was expecting, and Bill got into the left rear corner, and that brought us under caution. "94 laps to go." Let's see where the 23 is at. Is he looking? No, he is going to stay out in the 81 of Jason Rome gets a lap back. As it looks like Bill Percy went 1 lap down. Jason Rome getting his lap back. Then J.J. Parr in the 15 is 2 laps down. Richie West is 2 laps down. Then you got Matt Johnston 3 laps down. Topher Baltimore, Brian Oshanka, Cheryl Newman, and Nicole Kriesel are all 4 more laps down currently. And at the front, it is still that number 11 of Aiden Trevette, and we've got a couple of cars on pit road. Looks like Jeff Zappa and Mike Smith both stopped for tires. We know from just what we're seeing from that 23 car, they can go the distance on fuel from here. As it looks like the 21 of Stephen Gibson also stopping. So anybody that ducks on pit road right now will be able to go the remainder of the race on fuel. And if they're anything like the 23 there, they can make it on tires too. We will see how this plays out. And while we're under caution this time around, I'll tell you that, yes, we have this broadcast tonight. Tomorrow night we will have the Outcast Dirt Guys. The 305 series will be at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here on Facebook and Twitch. The 358s will follow at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Wednesday night we'll have the the Northeast Racers in their Street Stock series at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, and then the Outcast SR8 series. That will be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Those are some races you don't want to miss. The Street Stocks are a blast to race because they're beating and banging all the way around the track. And the SR8s move around so much in the draft on those big high-banked ovals and the tracks that they run at. It's just some of the best racing you're going to see. And looks like green flag is in the air. Aiden Trevette leads them down. 90 laps to go as he crosses the start-finish line. Looks like the 23 of Jeff Hinkle got a little wide going through 1 and 2. Lost a couple positions there, starting to fall back. The number 18, Kyle Holden, the fastest in every practice session this week, is now up in 4th place. And back there, right behind him, charging to the front, is the number 32. That is Jared Heasley. Jared is currently up to 6th place, right behind. Oh, it looks like he passed. Should be scored in 5th, I believe, this time by. Yes, Jared is currently getting that MS and trigeminal neuralgia awareness car up into 5th place. Kyle Holden, though, he started he's been the fastest all week long at this track and currently up in 4th. Might be the one that can give Aiden Trevette a run for his money. Last time by, he was the fastest car on track. AJ Godsey, though, he is still back there lurking in that number 5 car. Oh, the 20 goes around. Looks like Harley Barletta and the 20 got together and brought us under caution. All right, there is right behind AJ Godsey. There is Harley Barletta, and looks like, I do believe that is the number 20 of Rick Sargent. Yes, it is. As they go down into the turn, it looks like Harley just gets in a little deeper trying to get around and taps the 20, and caution is out. And looks like you've got the 2 lead cars on pit road. Let's see if the 23 is going to hit pit road this time. Yes, he is. As is, it looks like, okay, we've got Aiden Trevette, David Garman, Kyle Holden, Jeff Hinkle, Kevin Reed, and Harley Barletta all on pit road at the moment. This is going to shake up the top spots, and it is definitely going to change out some strategy. You see that 23 car, he can go the distance easily. I think pretty much everybody can. It's just going to be a matter of tire management. And when they come around, we will see, I do believe the 47 of Kellen Mitchner will be scored in the lead. See if I can find Kellen in time to talk to him. Not seeing Kellen in the Discord tonight. There he is. Alright, we got enough time to talk to Mr. Kellen. Hey Kellen, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Doug, how we doing?
Hey, good. Looks like you just assumed the lead there.
Yeah, they probably messed up. The tires are good, but then setting themselves stopping anymore for the rest of the race. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think I can make it on fuel unless we keep having a lot of cautions.
Well, hopefully it'll all work out for you. But congratulations on getting to the front. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, that was Kellen Mitchner. Currently assuming the lead. Looks like he might be having some connection problems. And the 32 of Jared Heasley is currently in 2nd place. AJ Godsey, his strategy's paid off. As we get the 1 to green, he's currently sitting in 3rd. Zach Henson in the 24. Haven't talked about him much tonight. He fell way back early on, but there he is back in 4th now. Larry Ashby's in 5th. Good job, Larry. We know Larry can save tires, fuel, the car, and everything else given the opportunity, so we'll see if he can make it to the front and get his first win of the season. And green flag is out. Kellen gets a good jump on Jared. As they go through turn 1, it looks like AJ's about to have his hands full there. The 24 of Zach Henson is charging by Steven Gibson in the 21 and carrying a lot of speed around these corners as the 32 got a little bit loose there, but he manages to hold on to it, but they gave AJ just enough time to move up as the 21 ducks down, and we are under caution. All right. Looks like we're looking at the 56 of Jeff Zappa, and it looks like David Garman on the outside. Zappa gets down in there. David gets the outside. They just tap, but it's enough to turn the 56 into him. And he comes down, collects the 18 of Kyle Holden, and the 20, and brings us under caution. Looks like several cars were held back a little bit, but a lot of them got checked up really quickly. Still quite a bit of carnage. Currently, second place car is Jared Heasley. Let's go see if we can talk to Mr. Heasley. If we can find Mr. Heasley, there he is. Hey, Jared, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, Doug?
Hey, that second place car sure is pretty.
Yeah, we had a little damage on the front, but we're doing all right.
Well, you definitely you had a bit of a rough start, got caught up in a few things, but starting 23rd and being in second right now, over halfway through the race, you think you got something for Kellen and AJ there?
We're going to try. We're on a little bit of a strategy run here. That's how I got here, and I don't know if I have a second place car or driver, but we'll see if we can get there.
Well, I know the car can do it, and I'm sure the driver can do it as well.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, that was Jared Heasley in the number 32 car. We're getting to talk to quite a few people tonight, but that is the nature of short track racing. And let's just pull the schedule up real quick. Currently, as they run, the points would definitely change quite a bit. AJ Godsey is currently in first, but only by 4 points. David Garman in second. Kyle Holden in third. AJ is currently running third on the track. David Garman is back in, it looks like 8th place. 1 lap to green. Kyle Holden in the 18 was moving forward quickly. He is back in 15th right now. We'll see if he can get back to the front. And when we get to the next caution, we'll take a quick look at the schedule for the remainder of the season. I can tell you next week is Talladega. And we'll see if that 32 right now can get a big jump. No, he does not. And we've got him wrecking behind the 21 and look like the 81 as well. Caution is out again. All right, looks like the 23 might have got off just a little slow. The 21 had some problems. The 81 just could not stop in time. And that brought us under caution. There is the number 11 of Aiden Trevette back up to 5th after that last pit stop. In front of him in 4th place is the number 24 of Zach Henson. Let's see if we can find Mr. Henson. There he is. Hey, Zach, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? Hey, Zach, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
You've been sneaking through the field tonight. You're all the way up into 4th place. You got something for these front few cars?
I still got a little bit of damage. I think it's slowing me down. So if I can get one more caution, I'll use my fast repair and see what I can do after that.
All right, man. Looks like you probably get one more caution at least with 70 laps to go.
Hoping so.
Well, man, you started 15th. You're all the way up to 4th, and you've just been quietly picking them off one at a time. Good luck to you, bud.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that was Zach Henson. He is one of our new drivers. Him, let's see, Aiden Trevette, Kellen Mitchner, they're all new this season. And the new guys are charging to the front tonight. Kyle Holden is one of the newer guys. Matt Johnston. And I believe Topher Baltimore is also one of our new guys this season. So these guys are definitely putting on a show, getting used to the group, and we'll see what they've got. As I mentioned, next week we'll be at Talladega. That will be insanity. Followed by Homestead, which is a ton of fun to race. Looking forward to watching that. And then we're on to Rockingham, Chicagoland. I love Rockingham. Chicagoland and iRacing Super Speedway, which is really known as Coca-Cola Super Speedway, and you can't tell me any differently. Road America, and then the Milwaukee Mile, which will be definitely a different race because a lot of these guys have never raced there. Richmond, Kentucky, Watkins Glen, Michigan, North Wilkesboro, always a great track to watch. Darlington, Daytona, and California, and then they will go into the playoffs. As we get the one to green, at 47 still in the lead. Playing the strategy game, hoping he can make it to the end. He said he can stretch it, but he doesn't know if he can stretch it far enough. But on the outside is the number 5. That is A.J. Concy, already up to second and missing his front clip while he's at it. That number 32, Jared Heasley, gets a lot better start this time by, but the 11 of Aiden Trevette is right there, looking like he was thinking about making it 3 wide into the turn. Holds back. Zach Henson there to the outside. He manages to pull up into 3rd. Jared Heasley falls to 4th. And David Garman, after that incident just a little bit ago, is already back up into 5th place. And looks like we're under caution. It sounded like somebody hit the wall. All right, looks like the 81 is right behind the 55 as they go off into turn 3. 81 just gets under and taps the 55, and the 55 collects the 06 of David Garman. And that brings us under caution now. Looks like the 34 of Larry Ashby also got collected in that. So starting to see a little bit of rougher racing there as we saw David Garman was starting to move up to the front and got into a little bit of trouble there. And it looks like Kellen managed to hold AJ off. So good job, Kellen. That's not an easy feat. Looks like the number 11 car of Aiden Trevette, who's led the most laps so far tonight, he's back there in 5th. And there goes the 15 of JJ Parr. Let's see, where is that going to put him? That puts him back on the lead lap, tail end of the lead lap. So we will see JJ Parr, I bet, he's come from 3-4 laps down to get back to the lead lap. Should be scored about 15th, 16th place. 63 laps to go. I bet he can gain some positions pretty quickly. Did mention Auto Club is the last regular season at California. Then we go into the first round of the playoffs will be Pocono and Iowa. Second round will be Bristol and Vegas. And the final round, the third round is Dover single race. And then the championship race will be held at Kansas. But the next few weeks is Talladega, Homestead, and Rockingham. So that's going to be some great racing between those three tracks. Talladega will just be pure excitement nonstop. And Homestead is always exciting, always a lot of fun to watch and drive. Rockingham is one of my favorite tracks along with Darlington. You got to be patient and take it easy and save your stuff. So we'll see if see how these guys do. That could definitely, those next few races could definitely shake up the points. As we mentioned earlier, the only winners this season, AJ Godsey and Harley Barletta. And if you want to see all the schedule information, all the point standings, everything out there, go check out the website at the bottom of the screen, brrpoints.com. All that information's there. Jason Rome is the one that updates that for us. He is doing a great job with it. And that information definitely helps quite a bit. As they come out of turn 4, it is still Kellen. He's still managed to hold off AJ, and he gets a good jump on this restart. Dives off into turn 1, and AJ falls in line right behind him. Looks like the 32 falls back just a little bit. The 11 makes a move for 4th place and is starting to look... Oh, the 24 is trying to make a move to the outside of AJ Godsey. Got in too deep. The 11 manages to slip underneath him. That's Aiden Trevette to 3rd, but the 24 is not letting that go yet. He is looking to the inside already. And Jared Heasley in the 32 is starting to make a comeback. And JJ Parr, let's go take a quick gander at him and see how he's doing. Remember, he just a little bit ago, he was 3-4 laps down. He is back on the lead lap, currently in 16th place, trying to close up on these guys and see if he can make something happen. Looks like he restarted with quite a bit of lap traffic between him, backed off just a little bit, probably for the best to be a little bit more cautious and let these guys burn their stuff up. He's pitted 28 laps ago. I don't expect him to be that far back for very long. Right in front of him is the 55 of Harley Barletta, currently scored in 15th. In front of him is Mike Smith in the 9 car. That Boogity Motorsports car of Mike Smith, teammates with Larry Ashby and yours truly. In front of them is the 18 of Kyle Holden, the fastest all week in practice, currently running 13th. He got his last pit stop 30 laps ago. He is out there for good as he comes around the number 81 of Jason Rome. And that moves him up, I do believe, into 12th place. Yes, it does. And there's the 06 of David Garman, currently running in 11th. Don't expect him to be there long. In front of him is the 93 of Matt Johnston. He is currently shown 3 laps down. And up there in 20th place, or I'm sorry, in 10th place, the number 20 car, Rick Sargent, being passed right now by David Garman. He is not giving up yet. He's had a rough night, been a little unlucky, got caught in a couple of different accidents, but he is managing to hold on to that top 10, top 15 position. Good job on him for the recovery for sure. And the number 95, my buddy Bill Percy, is up there in 9th place currently. He played out some tire strategy, stayed out there for almost 100 laps on his tires and managed to get himself way up towards the front. Held on to those positions and pitted and got some fresh tires. And let's see if he can make a comeback to the front now. There is the number 34 of Larry Ashby. Larry is the quiet one in the group, but he is the one that always sneaks his way through the field. He's got a stealth mode or something. You don't know he's there till he's past you and gone a couple laps ahead of you, so he is always one to watch, especially as we get later in the season. Tracks like Rockingham and Darlington, tracks that are hard on tires and you got to save stuff and still be fast, he'll be the man to watch at those tracks. That's when he will start coming on in points. And there is the number 64 of Kevin Reed, one of the admins, currently in 7th. 23 right in front of him, that is Jeff Hinkle. Saw him stretch his tires out forever earlier in the race. Went to lap 105, I believe, before he finally pitted and took tires. Got himself way up there at the front. And in front of him, that is the 32 of Jared Heasley, currently running in 5th. Running down the 24 of Zach Henson. It looks like the 6 was in the wall just a moment ago. That is Nicole Creasel. She's struggled. She was really strong early on. Something happened and she is really struggling now. And in 3rd is the youngster. That is the number 11 of Aiden Trevette. And he is right on the back bumper of AJ Godsey as we come under caution. Alright, we are back live. Not sure what happened with the stream. It just kind of broke on us. The 24 spun at the front of the pack. That brought us back under caution, and we are back live. And there is the leader, 47 of Kellen Mitchner, and Aiden Trevette has worked his way up into 2nd place. Jeff Hinkle currently in 3rd. David Garman is in 4th. AJ Godsey has slipped back to 5th. Jared Heasley, Kevin Reed, Rick Sargent, Kyle Holden, and Zach Henson round out your top 10. Bill Percy, Jason Rome, JJ Parr, Harley Barletta, Larry Ashby, and Mike Smith are all on the lead lap. And we are under caution again. All right, let's see what happened. They were looking at the 55 of Harley Barletta as he comes under Jason Rome and just gets loose off of the turn. Not something you see from a Harley Barletta very often, but he just pushing too hard and lost it off the turn. And that brought us under our current caution. Again, our apologies for the technical difficulties. Not exactly sure what happened there, but we are back live. Looks like Jared Heasley in the number 32 is on pit road currently. He is the only one pitting as we are at 36 laps to go. And definitely go tomorrow. I believe Jason will have the website updated by tomorrow. Go check out brrpoints.com to see the full schedule, all the point standings after this evening. And we are at 35 laps left to go. JJ Parr has worked his way back up to 10th place. There is JJ in that number 15 car. Remember, he was 3-4 laps down earlier in the race. We talked to him. He said he thought he had a little something, but he'd have to wait and see. And now his strategy and his driving has definitely paid off. He's worked his way from several laps down up into 10th place. It looks like the number 5 car of AJ Godsey is going in for one final pit stop. He probably getting that front end replaced. But that is going to put him way back in the field, and that's going to give a guy like David Garman a chance to gain some points here. Kyle Holden has managed to work his way up. There is Kyle in that number 18. He's been back and forth all night. Every time he starts working to the front, he gets caught in something. But he's now worked his way all the way back up into 7th place. Rick Sargent in the 20 car is currently being shown in 6th place. He has managed to, he's had one heck of an exciting night, but he's managed to work his way back up as well. As they line up, one lap to green. The leader is that number 47 of Kellen Mitchner, but he has the young man, the number 11 car, Aiden Trevette, the dominant car so far tonight. He is there on the outside. 32 laps to go. Let's see who it's going to be. Hopefully they will stay green. We've had a couple of long green flag runs. Let's hope they have a green flag run to the finish as Aiden Trevette gets a little wobbly. Got on the gas a little too hard, but he ducks down and holds on to 2nd place. Keeps David Garman in the 06 from getting a run, and there's the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. We saw him stretch that tire strategy to its limit earlier. He is currently back in 4th place. Right behind them in 5th place, that is the 64 of Kevin Reed. Saw Kevin slowly sneaking his way to the front earlier. But this battle for the lead is about to get exciting. We've got 30 laps left to go, and Aiden Trevette is chomping at the bit for that first win. He's wanting that first league win tonight. Ironically, he came into the race with no practice prior to the race session opening and getting pre-race practice in. As they pace around, those front 3 have started to build a gap, a little over half a second back to 4th and 5th place. And look who has slipped into the 5th place position. That is the 18 of Kyle Holden, the fastest all week in practice. He is up in 5th and looking for 4th from Jeff Hinkle. Just takes it. And the 11 is around in turn 2. Caution is out. He is going to lose a lot of positions. Alright, looks like that number 11 just dove in way too hard trying to find a way around and could not save it. That brought us under our caution. That's going to bump Aiden all the way back to, looks like 15th. We'll see how it sorts out. Kevin Reed is on pit road. I imagine we'll see one or two other, and no, the 11's going to take a trip down pit road as well and get a fresh set of tires. Kevin Reed is on pit road. Looks like Jason Rome is on pit road. We'll see if anybody else ducks off onto pit road right now. Kellen Mitchner in that 47 car has been out there for 115 laps on that set of tires. Obviously, he thinks he can go the distance on fuel. That was his only concern earlier. But between the cautions and the way things have fallen, it looks like he'll be able to go the distance. And he's going to try and stretch it out for the win. As they pull around and get some pace laps. Just a reminder that this Friday you'll be able to watch the BRR 24 Hours of Daytona teams. Both teams are starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I will be streaming my team. I've not confirmed if somebody's going to be streaming the other team, but I do believe that Jared Heasley will be driving our first stint. And we'll kind of play it by ear. Everything's still up in the air, but while we're pacing, let's talk about Kellen Mitchner in that 47 car. He is from Northeast Indiana. He is a production manager. His favorite driver is Kyle Larson. All-time favorite driver is Dale Jarrett. He's been on iRacing off and on for 9 years. His favorite sports teams are the Auburn Tigers and the Green Bay Packers. And his hobbies are riding his Harley, watching his son's sports, and video games. And I can tell you just about everybody out here is, the vast majority of them have families and get their kids involved. Even on our YouTube channel, there's a video of my daughter's first win in a Radical SR8. I imagine his son will be joining him on iRacing before too long, but the green flag is in the air. Dives off into turn one, and we're back under caution already. Looks like somebody had a problem on the restart. Let's see if we can figure out who it was. We might have to take a couple of looks at this one. Looks like we're looking at the 34 Larry Ashby and the 55 of Harley Barletta, somewhere in that row. Looks like Larry got a bad start. The 24 got into him, and they collected quite a few cars. And the 24 of Zach Henson drove it into turn one in reverse. All right, let's take one more look at this. See if we can get a better look at what happened here. The 34 spun his tires and just accidentally turned up into the 55. That is an unusual thing to happen to Larry Ashby. I don't remember the last time I saw Larry spin the tires, if ever. You know, Kellen Mitchner in that 47, he loves these pace laps. He was going to be close on fuel. I imagine he's good to go at this point. And David Garman back there in the 06, he just wants a chance. He needs some green flag laps to see if he can get it done. And let's see, where is the 11 Aiden Trevette? We saw him involved in the previous caution. Imagine he didn't pick up many spots in the half lap they went. But due to pit stops, looks like he's moved back up into about 13th. He's got Kevin Reed right behind him, and we saw AJ Godsey fell back due to pit stops about 16 laps ago. He's back up into 8th. Jared Heasley right in front of him in 7th. Jason Rome has moved back. Jason Rome has moved back up into 6th. JJ Parr's in 5th. Which is truly impressive for JJ. Let's be honest, 3 laps down at the halfway point, or just before the halfway point, now has worked his way all the way back up to 5th. He is definitely on a tear tonight. And it looks like the 6 car of Nicole Creasel will probably get waved by, along with, trying to see who else is up there. It looks like the 34 of Larry Ashby is being scored a lap down this time. Yes, he is. So those two got waved by, and that puts the leaders right behind the pace car. They'll come down and get 16 laps to go, and we'll see what kind of insanity comes out of this one. Kyle Holden, the fastest one all week. There he is in the 3rd position. Jeff Hinkle, the 23, out there in 4th. We're seeing a lot of these guys come back to the front here at the end. If JJ wins, I don't know that JJSucks.com would be that good of a website. We'll see if he can pull it off here at the end. As they come around, David Garman had some good momentum on the outside early in the race. Let's see if he can pull something off here. The 47 of Kellen Mitchner gets a good jump. He learned a little something from Aiden Trevette. He moved up into the outside line and then came back down to arc it in and not leave a hole. Looks like David Garman tries to drive to the inside, doesn't make it, and the number 18 is closing. And there is Kyle Holden in 3rd place after a really rough night. And we are under caution again. All right, looks like we're going to be looking at the 93, the 95 of Bill Percy, the 93 car of Matt Johnston, and it looks like Mike Smith is there on the outside and Kevin Reed right behind him. And looks like Mike just bounced off the wall, collected the 93, collected the 95, collected the 64, and the 44. And pretty much stopped the field as they tried to get righted. Well, JJ has moved back up into 4th, so we will see. Fastest lap last time by was the 11 car of Aiden Trevette, but with only 12 laps to go. They'll go green with about 10 laps to go. He's back up into 9th. And he's got AJ Godsey right behind him. Those two probably end up making it to a top 5, but I don't think. It looks like they're going to restart with 9 laps to go. I do not think they can make it back to the front. They've got a lot of great drivers. The 81 of Jason Rome, Harley Barletta, is back up in 7th. There's Harley after a couple of incidents tonight. Jeff Hinkle in the 23 is in Sixth place, Jared Heasley in that number 32. We'll see if he can make his way to the front. And, of course, the number 15 of J.J. Parr. In front of him is David Garman and Kellen Mitchner, currently leading the field. 10 laps to go. They do have a couple of green-white checkers if they are needed. Let's hope they're not. All these drivers want to win, and everybody wants to win under a green flag whenever possible. And as you heard earlier in the night, as we got the 1 lap to green, we have the return of Jody Ogden in the 2 car. He will be back with us hopefully next week at Talladega. He's a retired service manager, diesel service tech for New Holland Agriculture. He's from Lewiston, Illinois. His favorite driver is Ryan Blaney, but his favorite all-time driver is Rusty and Dale. Been on iRacing since April and loves to watch anything racing and MMA. And loves doing pretty much anything outdoors. As they come down to get the green, 8 laps to go. Kellen Mitchner jumps back to the lead, puts a little space on the 06 of David Garman, and the 18 of Kyle Holden is already starting to look to the inside of David Garman as they dive off into turn 1, but David Garman manages to cut off his run. 7 laps to go. These 3 have been some of the fastest all night, but let's see if the 11 car of Aiden Trevette, he is already working his way up. He is in 7th place currently, looking to the inside of Harley Barletta. Can't find an opening yet. We'll see if he can get it coming off the turn. 6 laps to go. And the 5 car of AJ Gotze is stuck currently back in 10th. We'll hop back up front where they are battling for the lead, but it looks like the 47. Reminder, folks, he's been out there for 136 laps. And with 5 laps to go, will he be able to make it on fuel? He's had enough caution laps. He should be able to make it on fuel, though you know those tires are worn out. And he's just trying to hold on as they come out of turn 4. 4 laps to go. He's actually putting a little distance on David Garman now. And the 18 of Kyle Holden closes back up on them. But it doesn't look like they have anything for Kellen as David gets a little bit of a run coming off turn 4 there. Gains a little bit of ground back, but will he have enough with 3 laps to go? Gets right to the rear bumper, starts to look to the inside. Looks like David's getting on the brakes a little later. Kyle gets on even later. He almost got the 06 car. They get down in the turn. David's just trying to pressure him, try and make Kellen make a mistake. Doesn't look like Kellen's going to do it. 2 coming to 1 to go. White flag is in the air. The only thing they have to worry about right now is that number 6 car, the lap car of Nicole Kriesel. Nicole will stay high. And the 8 car, oh, he pushed too hard coming off the corner. The 06 pushed too hard off the quarter. David Garman gives up 2nd. But coming to the checker flag, it is Kellen Mitchner for the win. Kyle Holden finishes 2nd. David Garman comes home 3rd. J.J. Parr manages a miraculous 4th. Jared Heasley comes in 5th place. Matt Johnston, Aiden Trevette, Jeff Hinkle, Harley Barletta, and A.J. Gotze round out your top 10. This is going to be a huge points night. I imagine the points will be shaken up quite a bit tonight. Let's see if we can find Kellen and go talk to him. Hey, Kellen, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy, congratulations. 141 laps. Are those tires pretty well Nice celebration. Is there anything left on those tires, or are they going to pop as you're burning out here?
We'll see.
Did you get a little worried there at the end? David Garman looked like he had a couple of good runs.
I ran my fastest lap of the race on like lap 198.
Wow.
Lap 196, I ran a 20.2.
Well, you built a little bit of a gap on that last with 2 laps to go. David Garman was you had a little bit of a gap on him. He went into the turn really, really hard, but then got a little loose coming off the turn a few seconds later and gave you enough of a gap to just walk away with it.
Yeah, no, it felt good. I was a little nerved up there towards the end. I knew he had better tires, but, man, it's just with all the cautions, it worked in my favor.
Well, man, congratulations. Go celebrate. Have a great time.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was our race winner, Kellen Mitchner. Let's see if we can talk to David Garman real quick. Hey, David, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? Hey, David, this is Doug. You got me? It sounds like David has stepped away for the moment. Let's see if we can talk one more time to Kyle Holden. Came home second tonight. Looks like Kyle. Nope, there he is. Hey, Kyle, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Doug?
Hey, man. You had a heck of a comeback tonight to come home and finish second. Could you have gotten around Kellen with more time?
I think if there was just a little bit more green flag runs, I would have gotten up to the lead there. But just that mistake with the qualifying lap and then getting wrecked out pretty early, just kind of threw off my run there.
Well, you were definitely one of the fastest all night, and you could tell you just kept coming forward, and nothing was going to hold you back. Congratulations. That was a great second-place finish, man.
I appreciate it, Doug, and I'd just like to thank everyone in the league for hosting this and you yourself for doing the broadcast. It means a lot.
All right, my pleasure, man. Go celebrate. You got a great finish.
Thank you.
All right, that was Kyle Holden. That was a great finish. And JJ Parr, we'll try and talk to him right quick since he's getting a lot of crap in the chat. We'll see if we can say hello to him so he can give you guys a shout out. All right, hang on here. Hey, JJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Hey, dude, you came home fourth after a really rough start to the night. That was a great comeback, man.
Yes, sir. It felt good. Got the car a little bit back, to where it needed to be. And then, you got to be there at the end to do anything. I was kind of hanging back there thinking there's going to be a little last lap deal there. Hoping I'd have a little more. Kellen only had about 1 gallon of gas left, so that was some cool racing.
Yeah, he managed to stretch that over 140 laps. I'm truly impressed by that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Well, congratulations. Your buddy in the chat says you are his zero, so I just wanted to make sure you got to say something back to him.
Awesome. Well, there, Chris. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, man. We'll go celebrate. Great finish, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yep, we'll take it, Doug. Appreciate you.
Yep. All right, that was JJ Parr, and that will be it for us this evening. That was one heck of a battle. Had a little technical difficulties in the middle, but hopefully we can at least fix that when the video goes to YouTube. Make sure you follow us and like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We will have more racing here tomorrow night. We'll have some dirt track racing, the 305s and the 358s with the Outcast Dirt Boys. You'll get to see some familiar names and cars there. Wednesday night we'll be back with the Northeast Racers in the Street Stock Series, and the Outcast guys hop in their SR8s again to do high-speed battle on these big ovals. So we'll get to see some great racing throughout the remainder of the week. And you can always tune in to watch some of my live streams, and definitely check us out Friday night into Saturday. We will have the 24 Hours of Daytona, the BRR Teams 1 and Team 2. You'll see guys like David Garman, myself. Oh gosh, I've forgotten all the teams. Jared Heasley, Larry Ashby, and our road course ringer Graham Bardsley from the UK. So we've got a couple of great teams, and we'll have a lot of great racing throughout the week. So make sure to tune in. And thank you all for tuning in tonight, and have a great evening.